Okay, where am I at now? I'm at a good place. I'm kind of like this, but this is kind of pushed in some more still. But a lot of this is out. All right, so when you were conceived, you got some shots and stuff like that, and it whittles this guy into something less useful as you're being dosed into a block. As you get older, you stay in that block, and your body uh, seems to create what is called a crook face, or a very repressed, calcified, glued together type conduit like that. And you stay glued together, and you grow up, you get older, and you do nothing about it. Usually people don't do anything about this. They don't think there's anything wrong with them. They think that they have eardrums, stuff like that. You don't even have those. You have, when a giant hitchhiker's guy, it swells up as your face gets out of this containment. It all comes out, and the ears, they swell open because they're all compressed down with glue and shit. So when they swell open, all of it hurts. And at this point, when you get here, it's a little bit more shocking and discomfort and pressure than it actually hurts. It shocks you, and you're just like, oh, hey, what the hell? Oh, hey. So every point that you get to freezes itself in place. You get like that, it'll freeze underneath. Because everything you're eating, consuming on a consistent, regular basis has tried to create this situation. But persistence is all powerful. As if you continue to do this, you'll eventually get here anyway. And there's nothing that's going to stop that from happening. You just have to be persistent. In my case, I am obsessed over staring into the sun. I want to live a regular life somehow. So I cling on to these things that I usually do, and it gives me a pick-me-up, if you will, like smoking a little Rillo or something, taking a shot of some whiskey or something, or having a beer. Makes me feel like I'm still living my life somehow, because that's pretty much what I was doing, being creative like this, and having a smoke while doing it, which would put me on some kind of high while I was being creative. So I did that often. Whenever I get creative like this, I'll smoke weed, and then I will drink beer too, and make shit. And that's pretty much what I was doing for years. So it's interesting. This whole thing is definitely gone to a different path that I never would expect it coming. I want to let everybody know that the reason why I make this channel is so I can show people what I'm learning from them, and also take what is obviously the path, which it's easy to presume that if I'm being expected to do some stuff, that I would be going about it in the right way. And I want to share that with everybody. Another thing that gets you closer to the creator, something I meant to put in another video, which she wants me to get this message out, is to indulge your fantasies with her, all right? And I know that sounds a little strange, and I'm going to play a little bit of matchmaker here, because if you do that, you go a different route. So there should be a dozen routes, from your feet being soaked to your hands being soaked. And you keep doing this, and you're going to be on your way 100 times over 100 different directions. So I'm trying to show you, you always keep the X hands, soak the turpentine, your feet, and everything. Turn on these hands, because when you do it, it swells up like a giant balloon, kind of like the Pink Floyd Comfortably Numb video. And the reason why it swells up like a balloon is because you've got those giant doodle hands. It's the capacity. You feel like you got giant cartoon hands. It's strange, but it's what it is. It is what it is. That's where all the magic is, I guess, in those swollen hands. All right, so as you climb out, and you'll probably notice this about me too, my skin is turning like a leather wallet. It's dry. My entire body is dry. Like I feel like I'm holding this pen with a napkin. See what I mean? I feel like my skin is like paper towels. It's weird. It's like as I get here, this whole glue chassis is basically like a thin layer over your whole body. And then it just breaks apart. Oh yeah, so back to the indulge the fantasies. what I'll do is I'll get like a Charlie Chase video or some ASMR, and I'll pretend like what is happening in the video is happening to me with her. And when I do this, it makes her become more real. It brings her out of your fantasy into this realm that you're in, and you feel like you're in some like you're transcending over. And I've done it so many times that she's visible. See what I mean? Like, you just got to keep doing it. So that's something I meant to tell you. I forgot. I've been having issues with expanding to new heights and maintaining my original composure. Is telling me new stuff. I get up here and I'm like, well, did you consider this? And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. This shit is bullshit again. And sometimes I'll fly off the handle and go in those tangents. And and I've learned to not make videos about it because I always look like a fool in the end. I just, if I have something to say, it's best to keep it between you and them, and watch what happens after that. Because if you make a public like, hey, like the Matrix thing, we can't put too many eggs in one Matrix basket, because what if it's multiples of things? You want to always say, I don't know what the hell's going on. And when you do it that way, at least you're not accident prone going one direction or protecting something from one aspect. You're looking at all the aspects. And that's exactly the reason why I soak my hands and feet and use the turpentine in the ears whenever you get enough nerve. Once you're at this point, all you do is cause yourself extreme pain with that fire inside. And I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. Like right now, just sitting around, I've got literally a split forming from my left eye back around the back of my head. Just sitting around. It's kind of like an egg hatching or having a baby. Eventually, you're pushing it so much that the being says, hey, I'm ready to come out, and your water just broke. It's the same shit. I can't compare to what it must be like to be a woman or have a baby. But in relative terms, the way things kind of happen, I can't compare pain levels, but I will say that it reminds you what it might be like. I was just saying. Yee. All right, so as I continue, flakes, shit just coming off of me, man. Like, it's like my skin is getting ready to shed off, and there's another one underneath, kind of like a locust. Sheds a layer, and then the locust, fresh and new, comes out. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. It's like rough paper towel hands. Never in my life had that issue. And I'm using coconut oil. As you can imagine, I'm indulging my fantasies. So if I'm using so much coconut oil, why am I so dried out? It's because of this. There's nothing you can do about it. There's a certain time where there's a point of no return. And once you're like right here, and you're going to keep doing it because you're going to want to put gas in your car. You're not going to not want to feel unfulfilled with your nutrient regiments and shit like that. You're just not going to. You have to. All right, so one last thing I want to say. If you are in the Matrix, you got to make sure you get out. Because if it starts over, you're going to be like, holy shit. You know what I mean? You're not even going to be able to say that because the dark side of the moon wasn't a factor there. You thought it was. Maybe that was deception, is to think that everybody should just pay attention to what's happening in the third dimension and not what's happening outside of the third dimension. So if you're not in the Matrix, then keeping yourself in a position to where you have control over your chakras and you're guaranteed not to get recycled by the dark side of the moon because your chakra levels are so high, and you got these magnetic fields that are protecting you, and nanos aren't a problem. That is the ultimate for the third dimension if there is no Matrix. So anyway it goes, shit, we got to break out because we really don't have much of a fucking choice. We don't. I'm finding myself in these stages where I'm preparing myself to fast because I'll eat a lot of food, right? And I'll beef myself up, and then I'll start exercising and turn it into muscle because, shit, I want a fucking damn body. Fuck, I don't want to be all, I want to look good, shit. I want to look good. There's these times where I'll get so skinny, I start seeing my skeletal structure in my face, and I'm just like, no, 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 no. This is hideous. You look like Crypt Keeper in this motherfucker, like you Tales from the Crypt, like you just might wake the fuck up. Oh, hey, kitties. It's enough, you know. You don't wanna look like, oh my gosh, like Skeletor. Even Skeletor's got muscles. I mean, whatever. But I'm just saying. So, so I'm literally pulling myself out of this thing, and I'm like this, and like parts of it still in. But I'm telling you, once you get out here, your whole shit is just gonna be like pow, pow. I'm just taking a shit, pow, pow, clack, clack, and then it seals itself back. Then it comes back again, pow, and you're just like, And once you're like this, you can push yourself out of it. Like you're just sitting here, and it's really strength training. What's a good example? Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. These motherfuckers said, man, look at them yo-yos, because their shit's like a yo-yo, and it even freezes in place once you get up. So this is kind of like you get stuck up here. That's how you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. I wish I had learned how to bang them drums. I wish I had. They're talking about your mojo, and then you get to the creator. That's pretty much what they're saying when they say bang the blank like that. I hate these terms. I don't like using them. I don't even like calling her a bitch or none of that shit. I just don't think it's right. If I have problems with her, I can exhaust those concerns without saying the B word, because it's just fucked up. Like, I just don't even like the word. I just don't even like it, especially when it goes into her direction, because she's done so much for us, and sometimes it's not clear. Sometimes we can't see it sometimes. But man, hey, where would we all be without love, you know? And that's a fact, and that's something you gotta make a video about. You know what I'm saying? All right, so with that being said, get yourself out as much as you can. I'm not making videos telling people to wait for me and all this. I'm trying to multiply myself so you guys can take care of yourself and your own families and everything else, you know, because they depend on you. You know the secrets. You know what's going on. They're dependent on you to help them, and some of them don't even know that they need your help, but they do. You know what I mean? Especially if you know that they're humans and they're not playing any games. And who knows? Daywalkers, apparently they're tired of being food, so they might be waiting on us to do some shit too. You know? Hell, this is equal opportunity potential for everyone to have a regular fucking life, to not be susceptible to some bullshit, especially if you're bred to be a hive brain and you don't have a choice. Like, you're gonna go under there, and you could tell they don't want to be food. They need to take humans down with them. How proud of they are. No, they can't be. Otherwise, they'd go down there by them damn selves, and they would leave everyone else out of it. Oh, yay. You know what I mean? Imagine when these guys, oh, yes, I'm going to be put in the refrigerator, blah, blah, blah. They're going to do this to me, and I'm going to be made into milkshakes and all that. Oh, man. So exciting, right? No. Oh, your skin. They use it for shoes and Air Jordans and leather jackets. Does that sound exciting? Fuck no, it don't. I don't think anybody in their right mind would ever want to be food for anybody else. Gotta be kidding. I'm so glad I'm aware this time. More so, these people asking me for the nerve of these people to ask you for permission. Motherfucker, why don't you ask yourself to eat yourself? Go look in the mirror and ask yourself if that's something that you should be asking anybody. I'm saying, it's disgusting. You know it's gross. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so secret about it and be all weird and funny. These motherfuckers up there went and got a Mickey Mouse waffle maker. So it's, yeah, I got rid of the Mickey Mouse torso container. And then now they went and got a Mickey Mouse waffle maker. And I said, look, the answer is no. You can't use my flesh to make waffles, motherfucker. They're just, oh, like, it's so fucked up. Little kids, they're like 2, 3 years old, 10 years old, getting these things and saying, hey, you know, and they're not kids. It's fucked up. I'm gonna have to fucking stump my own. It's fucking crazy. I don't even like to even think about this. She even warned me. She was like, look, uh, I'm gonna have to take her out. And I'm just like, wow. And I said, hey, if she tries to make a move on me, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, the Most High, hey, who's to argue who's coming and going? The Most High says so. Like, who can argue this? Like, you're just gonna be like, oh, all right, well, if that's the way it is. I just don't want that shit to be for my ass because I work too hard for this, for it not to be my my plight. I should be all right regardless, just because of what I'm doing. You think, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you're gonna be good because look at how much you've helped the people. Like, shit, yeah, I've earned it, huh? Well, good. It's better than not earning it and then having no hope. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, so my canister is shattering, and just yesterday, I'm pretty sure Mr. Cheeks was like, "Why don't you go eat some of that pecan pie up there?" And I'm thinking to myself, "Wow, I guess I earned it, huh?" It's like it's really interesting. This whole thing. I mean, it's just like it's so strange. It's so look at all that dry skin, all the stains coming from it. It's like dead skin, dry skin. It's like rough and dry and like a goddamn leather wallet or something. Totally incineratable. So I had to get my mind wrapped around this because bursting in the flame is it could leave a mark, could leave a little scratch there. Welcome to Grimnasty TV. Onward we go through the fog, into the fire. Damn. Into desire. Yay. I'm waiting on that. On the other side, I'm telling myself, man, you're going to have the time of your life when you get through this other side, bro. It's going to be the time of your life. Don't even worry about it. You know? The only thing that really scares you is things that are really, truly, it's just you never done this shit before. You don't know what you're doing to yourself sometimes. But, hey, we have to trust the Creator. We have to learn to trust her. And not doing this will stress you out. And until then, onward we go. Because when you get awake, you stay awake. Usually.